Hello, welcome to the Ant-Man channel. It is Wednesday, the 28th of January 2015, and I'm your host, Ant-Man. I was going to say February, getting ahead of myself here. Getting a little too excited for next month, I guess. I got an article in front of me from ChristianPost.com into the column World. Now, this came out about 2 days ago, and it was the anniversary, the 800th anniversary of a certain document that we all should know about. It is the Magna Carta. Magna Carta exists thanks to Christians' influence. Say church leaders at UK celebrates document's 800th anniversary. So here's there's a picture here of I'll put the link. Visitors to the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, including Peter Drummery of the Massachusetts Historical Society exhibit curator Gerald Ward, view one of the 4 remaining copies of the original Magna Carta. Wow. A document written in 1215, June 30th, 2014, and is an inspiration for the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights. The document is on loan from England's Lincoln Cathedral. Churches in the United Kingdom will be celebrating the 800th anniversary of the signing of the Magna Carta by focusing on the Christian influence of the document. Both the Church of England's General Synod and other church officials have called on England to remember the church's involvement in the Magna Carta's creation. Almost because of every single tyrannical regime, it seemed like. Because when this was going on, it was because King John was out of his mind, right? So they made him sign the Magna Carta. Why did the revolution happen? Well, efficiently, it happened because of tyranny. Now, our founding fathers were really smart. The atheists believe that anyone that lived before them had to be a knuckle-dragging idiot, but the facts are actually that our founding fathers were actually, really smart, and they read a lot of cool things from people who wrote cool stuff, like John Locke, and they appealed to natural law, and natural law is what gave us the excuse, what efficiently gave us the excuse to revolt, and it's really an amazing thing, man, because you know what I mean. That's the kind of stuff that freedom's brought out from people getting tired of being, abused and whatnot. So anyway, let me get back onto this. The Right Reverend Alan Smith, the bishop of the Diocese of St. Albans, sent a letter in January about his concern over the church's role being minimized in popular memory of the 1215 political milestone. Of course, it's going to refresh. It is interesting that in so many of the discussions about Magna Carta, the central role of the church, and in particular that of the Archbishop of Canterbury, Stephen Langton, is almost completely missing, wrote Smith. The bishops had an important role in a difficult and complex process whereby King John was forced to make a number of concessions and commitments. Smith is not alone in making a... gotta love this website. Smith is not alone in making an effort to emphasize the Christian contribution to the creation and signing of the Magna Carta. Just last July, the Church of England's leadership, the General Synod, debated a motion arguing that the essential body fight popular societies secularizing of the historic event. Let me say that again. Debated a motion arguing that the ecclesial body fight popular society secularizing of the historic event. There are so many other articles that I've pulled out, man, that I have on my channel, that a lot of historians are coming out and saying that so many people are trying to rewrite history these days, and it's true, man. So much of the progressives and liberals, they try to rewrite all of our history, and they really fill it with a bunch of falsehoods, man. A bunch of biased type of perspectives, and they filter everything through their biases, man, and through what they want to be true. The church in England was central to the development of legal and human rights centuries before the French Revolution. Now generally credited along with the Enlightenment for the secular genesis of human rights. Read a brief note on the motion. It is important that the church's crucial role in Magna Carta and its rights is not airbrushed out in 2015. As in the role of Christians in the anti-slave trade celebrations. Latin for Great Charter, the Magna Carta was signed by King John of England on June 15, 1215, in response to pressure from secular and religious leaders over the monarch's abuses of long-held laws and customs. According to an entry on the website history.com, the Magna Carta was effectively the first written constitution in European history. On its 63 clauses, many concern the various property rights of barons and other powerful citizens, suggesting the limited intentions of the framers. Continued history.com. In 1776, rebellious American colonists looked to the Magna Carta as a model for their demands of liberty from the English crown, not to mention also the Bible. Originally penned in Latin, the Magna Carta includes 4 references to God, and in its first clause addresses the status of the church regarding government control. In the first place, we grant to God and confirm by this our present charter for ourselves and our heirs in perpetuity that the English church is to be free and to have all its rights fully and its liberties entirely, reads the opening clause. We furthermore grant and give to all the free men of our realm for ourselves and our heirs in perpetuity the liberties written below to have and to hold to them and their hearts from us and our heirs and their heirs and from us, and their heirs from us and our heirs in perpetuity. Much has been made of the Magna Carta's influence on United States constitutional law by historians and prominent legal officials. At the Federalist Society's 2014 National Lawyers Convention held last November, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia gave a history lesson on the Magna Carta and its influence on American jurisprudence. Many of the ideals held most sacred in the American imagination originated or at least were first committed to writing 800 years ago, noted Scalia. Well, our American founders maybe looked at it, but really what they looked at more were writings from people like John Locke, people who would, people who lived in England and people who lived in under monarchies. The fact of the matter is they listened to people who wrote about how monarchies, just by looking at it in a natural law point of view, it's a self-refuting thing that it's a wonder that anybody lets that kind of thing happen. We could go on. I don't want to really give you a history lesson on how society works and how you are giving up a little bit of liberty for the general good of the entire thing and whatnot. But yeah, so much of why people don't understand this stuff today is because it's being taught a different way, and it's like we want to get the church out of all the things. When Abraham Lincoln said, to the people, by the people, for the people, or however it goes, it was actually a quote from, Whitfield, and he was saying that, that the Bible was the government for the people and all that. So a lot of the times people try to misinterpret and reinterpret things so that it fits their ideals and their way of thinking. But the fact of the matter is that if you're going to do history and essentially understand it, you're going to have to get into the minds and what these people really believed. And if you want to study American history, you're going to have to study the people that were behind the American Revolution and all that. It's a really amazing testament to what teamwork can do. These people that were there in the founding in the late 1700s, they were really a amazing a symbol of what teamwork can do, of what godly men can do, and it's just it's amazing, right? It's amazing that that we're here. I believe that if we want to stay this way, that we're gonna have to hold on to the liberal arts. We're gonna have to hold on to our Western heritage and the philosophical ideas that were brought from England with the Bible and all of that. And we're gonna have to hold on also to our American heritage, that we've been through a lot of stuff, and that we know that the Federal Reserve and all that is not part of the United States. They're a private special bank that's not a part of our country. So we should learn from history so that we don't repeat it. And this kind of stuff, you don't think it can happen again? Like the Holocaust? Think again.